in the middle. Is that okay? No. This one is lighting up.
A lot or?
Once in a while. I saw it last time also. I'm going to ignore it.
It's not too bad. It's just if we have it too low, then it doesn't pick up Swami Niti's voice. I can try that. It's not. It just means it's a little too loud once in a while.
Oh,
We
loud.
get too excited.
Om Sahana Bhavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Apiyanti. Api, is just like abhi, abhiyanti. Abhitaha yanti, apiyanti. Api means they get immediately connected to what? Jara and Mrityu. That's what it means. So api means in the sense of joining, abhi also in the sense of immediacy. The two are used synonymously. That upasarga, the prefix. Bhashya. एतत् श्रेयः ये अभिनन्दन्ति जरामृत्युं ते पुनरेव अपियन्ति. या तो भाष्य प्लवाः विनाशिनः इत्यर्थः. True to form, he doesn't mince words. He translates plavaha, which means raft, into that which is destructible. Vinashinaha. Vinashaha asya asti. So, actually it's not without reason, because plava comes from the root verb plu. Yeah, not plural. Yeah, plava. Plu. First conjugation. Plavate. Atmanepada. Plavate. That which carries. That which floats barely. And in the sense of floating, in the sense of carrying, and also in the sense of destruction. Rarely used, but he is focusing on that because that's the most appropriate sense. That it is, they internally self-destruct these rafts. You think you're rowing merrily, How does it go? Row your plava. Yeah, gently down the, not stream. What is this? Gently down samsara. Samsara stream. And merrily.
Life is good.
That's all it is. So, you're rowing merrily along, and then suddenly you feel wet. Your feet feel wet. You're sitting in water. And then you say, maybe there's a leak. In fact, it's worse. In fact, the plava itself has disappeared. Yes. Because you were so merrily rowing that you didn't see that the punya being eaten away in chunks. One bite gone, second bite gone, one raft, plank gone, another plank gone. And then all that is left is plankton. No plank. This is what is called, adridaha, vinashinaha ityarthaha. He starts off on a very serious note. Plu plus ganj, plava, that is what it is. So plavaha, plural. And he says, he yasmad, not ahi, he yasmad, एते अदृढाः अस्थिराः यज्ञरूपाः यज्ञस्य रूपाणि यज्ञरूपाः यज्ञनिवर्तकाः. So he says basically that these are asthiraha. Asthiraha means what? unstable. He, and because where is the he in the mantra?
Here.
He plus ete, hyete. That is the he. He describes the he as yasmat because he can mean many things, including he, she. So, so therefore, he here is what? Yasmat. What is yasmat? Because. So he is reminding us that he is used in the sense of because. Not for emphasis, but because that's another commonly used way of he. He is an indeclinable particle used in the sense here of because. So he means because. Why are they called plava and why are they adrida? Why are they so so time bound? Because he says asthiraha. Asthiraha means natishtanti. Asthiraha. Sthira means that which is stays. Natishtanti. These don't stay. They leave you adrift, literally. In the ocean of samsara, they leave you adrift. They leave you, suddenly. They disappoint you. They betray you. That's a better word. They look very strong and they are bound together by 18 pieces of rope. But all the ropes are just aropa. That's all it is. So they are not, they betray you. It looks strong, It's just like going and buying a car. And it looks good. You read the review and then everything looks nice. And this is a great car. This is in your karma. You are convinced. And then you bring it and then, initially it was black color at the shop. And then suddenly it becomes yellow. How? It's a lemon. It's no longer a car. That's why when we inaugurate new car, even if it's used, if it's new for you, what you do is that you put 4 lemons in front of the wheels and then do a little drive over. This is to ensure that your car is never a lemon. See, it all comes from the Veda. You have to come to terms with this. Yeah, that's how that whole lemon word came. So that it is not a lemon, you drive over the lemon. Yeah, very popular ritual. Yeah, everybody does that. So, so then this is what it is. So these plavas are actually lemons strung together. And what happens when you squeeze them? Only sour and bitter tastes come. And the lemons, even though by themselves they may bob up and down in the ocean of samsara, they make you lose your way. They cannot carry you across this ocean of samsara. Ocean of samsara means ocean of infinite wants, where actually what you want is the infinite and you don't know that. An ocean of wants, of displaced wants. And so across this ocean of wants, because the wants are so strong, they produce strong and gusty and urgent winds, tsunamis, hurricanes without hurry, and so therefore what happens? What happens is that they are just bad news. You can't even say not so good news, really bad news. And they want, the Shruti is again indulging in what it knows best, aversion therapy. This is what it is. This is what aversion therapy, you build up everything. And then like the protoplasmic protoplasm Swami, then you put the photo of a beautiful person and then you show the maggots eating the body. This is how you juxtapose, and then you just feel like, oh my God, let me have a holiday from my wants, So this is what is, a permanent holiday from pursuing the wants. And instead focusing on pursuing this wanting person. Don't go for the effect, go for the source, which is the wanting person. Is that person true or not? Shruti says no. So therefore let me discover in this, concluded, what I have concluded to be a wanting person, the all fulfilled, all contented, blessed non-wanter. This is what the whole thing should be. So the aversion therapy continues, not very nice, in a not very nice way, because Adi Shankara adds his own salt and pepper and some garam masala or ancient garam masala he adds to this verse to pep it up and to make it much more effective. And so what does he say? He says yajnasya yajna rupaha. He decodes by saying yajnasya rupani, means that which are in the form of the yajna, yajna rupaha. Yajna nivartakaha. Nivartakaha means these that which is the effect of yajna, they take you. That is the whole idea. That which they take you to places. Nivartakaha, upon performance, and so that is what is embodied by the word yajna. That is what is there, and furthermore what? Ashtadasha संख्याख्याः षोडश ऋत्विजः पत्नी यजमानः च इति अष्टादश. Yeah, so this is what he is talking about. Now he is talking about 18. How did the planks number 18? What is 18? It's not 18 stars in the sky. 18 is a number. Sankhyakhyaha. Look at 18 from the standpoint of number. And then how do you arrive at this number? For big yajnas, you need 16 priests. 16 is always said to be complete. That's the age of Dakshinamurti, that's the age of the complete, that's the kala, the aspects of Bhagavan are 16, whereas human beings have only 15. Why? Because the Jivik identification is there. So 16 is a very holy number. So 16 priests are called. What are the priests of the Rig Veda called? Ritvik. What are the priests of the Yajurveda called? Advaryu. And what are the priests of the Samaveda called? Udgata, Udgatri, singers. And what are the priests of the Atharva Veda called? Brahma. So 4 of each. How many Vedas? 4. Don't take so long. You frighten me. And so 4 Vedas. So each Veda represented by 4, Hotras. Ritviks are also called Hotras. So the Hotas, and the performers of the Yajna, and so they are 4, that is 16. So 16 of them. And then Patni. Who is Patni? 17. Yeah. The wife. Without wife there is no yajna. This is all, even the word, how the word wife is derived according to Paninian Sutra. It shows complete equality, really. Pati means Lord. Pati is Lord, one who has some power over the house, over the thing. Pati is head of household. Pati. Because he is the grihastha. So head of the household is called Pati, the overlord of the house. And what is Patni? Lordess, goddess of the house. That is how it is. Both are overlords. Because the word Pat means overlord. Not fall here, the other one, yeah. So, another meaning, Patihi means the overlord. And what do? You take away the male affix, E, that short E. That same thing that makes Harihi, Patihi, etc. You take that away and add N, Na. You add Na. So, Pat plus Na, what does it become? Patna. Not Patni, Patna. Yeah, we are deriving something. So, we have to go with where it is. So, Pat plus Na becomes Patna. And that Na means that which overlords along with the pati in the form of, yajnena samyogaha. They overlord together because they have been joined through a sacred fire ritual. And also yajna samyogaha, it says, but that it can be derived in two ways, 3 TP and 4 TP. 3 TP, Tritiya Tatpurusha, Yajnena Samyogaha. Their connection between the Pat and the Patni, Pati and the Patni, what is the connection? They were, united in holy matrimony by a fire ritual, Yajnena, by a Yajna. And then Yajnaya Samyogaha. They are united for the sake of performing these yajnas together, because it's very difficult to grow spiritually alone. Both of those are there. So without Patni, nothing happens. If she says, I'm not going to let you do yajna, I'm not going to sit with you, he cannot do. He has to stop. Without Patni, nothing happens. And there are many rituals, like she has to light the fire. She has to fan the fire. In the olden times, she used to do the whole thing, but now because of patriarchy and all, she just lights the fire and goes away, because the men started to get worried who will cook the lunch if she's also sitting in the yajna. But she gets half the punya, even whether she sits or not. That's why she also thought, why should I sit? I'm getting half the punya anyway. Anybody intelligent enough will know, why should I sit? This is, that's why in the Hindu tradition it's very, very funny. This punya dispersion is very funny. Disbursement is extremely funny. So if he does anything good, she gets half of it. Oh, that's nice. If she does anything good, what happens? She gets to keep it all of it. All of it she gets. He doesn't have any stake. He cannot say, but I am Pat. No. This punya is all mine, not for you. You cannot have it. So, if he does something bad, she gets half of it? No. All the papa goes to him alone. She does something bad?
He gets all of it.
True?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, why? Because the Vedas look upon the woman as incapable of doing something wrong. She's seen as already pure. She's seen as so pure that she's incapable of doing anything wrong, and if she does something accidentally wrong, like steps on a bug or something, husband has to take care of that papa. Yeah, that's what it is. So she caught on very quickly and she says, you sit. Why should I sit with tears streaming down the face? I'll do other things. I'll just light the fire and do whatever minimal and go away. But still, even to do that, you have to be married. There's only one yajna you can do without marriage, which is called Samidha Dhanam. Samidha Dhanam, and that is done by brahmacharis for removing obstacles for the study. It's done early morning every day, and so don't get ideas. Anyway, so I'm telling now itself, because I know what question, how to do, can I start doing? I'd like to start doing this. You chant, that's all. You chant. That's what, we were saying. All this was, these yajnas and all, in an age where they were doing this all the time. That was good. This is Kali Yuga. Kalau in Kali Yuga, Kalmasha Chittanam, Papadravyopajivinam. Meaning for people who have so much ragadveshas in Kali Yuga, and for people who live off of earnings, shady earnings. Yeah, through shady means the earnings are, for such people, Harer Nama Kevalam, you cannot really, yajna will not purify, and because they will, steal money to do the yajna, and or steal the ghee, like some of these cats in the backyard, and so therefore it is not advised. So to gain the purity of heart, you have to do Harinama Japa. You take the name of the Lord, then only you qualify for the knowledge. So you don't need, so in the time that you are already plotting the yajna, then what you do is you just do japa instead. That is your yajna. It's age appropriate, time appropriate, yuga appropriate. Yes, so this is what it is. So the Patni is a crucial partner, and so she's counted, she's counted as one of the 18 planks. Yeah. So she's counted in this 18, the planks that make up this flimsy raft. 18 is a husband, wife, and 16 priests. Okay? Yeah. So this is what is called 18. Then Shodasha Ritvijaha, yeah, Ashtadasham. Where did we stop? Yeah. Etadashrayam karmoktam kathitam shastrena ya ishtva yeshu अष्टादशसु अवरं केवलं ज्ञानवर्जितं कर्म. Yeah. So these planks have their refuge in these 18 things as detailed by the Shastra. So the planks rest on these 18 elements which in themselves are insecure. Insecure plus insecure is doubly insecure, and ultimately insecure, absolutely insecure. And therefore, Yeshu, in these, avaram, in these lowly karmas which are held together by the ropes of insecurity and ropes of finitude, ropes that just self-destruct upon entering the water of samsara. If you just show it the water of samsara, they start to fray. They are very frayed ropes, and pun intended, afraid. And then what? So, Yeshu Ashtadashasu avaram means lowly karma. Why? Jnana varjitam. Here it's jnanam is not jnanam. Jnanam means upasanaya varjitam. Free of, devoid of meditation. So karma that is devoid of meditation can just tag you along for a little bit and give you a little holiday, where breakfast is not included. You have to pay for it, that kind of a holiday. And then what? And then send you back into the world of the dead and the dying. And so therefore what? So therefore he says that this is kevalam jnana varjitam karma. This is kevalam karma. Kevalam karma means only karma, not anything else. And so therefore what? Therefore atah tesham avara karma ashrayanam ashtadashanam adridataya plavate. Yeah, so now what is that? Atah tesham. So therefore, atah tesham, for these, what? Avara karmashrayanam, these punyas based on lowly karmas, on iffy karmas that come to an end, on finite karmas, these 18 factors, tesham means these ashtadasha 18 factors are dependent upon what? Are themselves the 18 factors are, the punya is dependent on 18 factors. The 18 factors are themselves dependent, and they are not nitya, And then what do they produce? you know, they were, they are themselves finite. They are dependent in turn on other things that is finite. And so therefore, in this form of these 18 flimsy factors, what happens, you know, the fruit of that, what happens, you know, plavatvat plavate means like even a raft, you know, floats, like that they float. How do they float? Saha phalena tat sadhyam karma. Yeah, so here is a karma boat carrying punya, karma raft carrying overloaded with punya. And when the raft falls apart, what happens to the punya? Glub, 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 sinks. Yeah. You know, it's just like giving someone a pot of yogurt. The person breaks the pot and you scold the person. You know, why did you break? Why did you destroy the yogurt? I didn't destroy the yogurt, I only broke the pot. You know, kundanashe kshiradadhyadinamapi nashaha eva. Kunda is here pot. So when the pot is destroyed, if the pot contains milk or yogurt, that also is destroyed, correct? Yeah. So here, that is why it is called adridaha. Adridaha means extremely flimsy. Why is it flimsy? For three reasons. It is based on 18 factors which are themselves flimsy. You know, wife is available but in a bad mood. You know, and husband doesn't want to do karma. 18 priests are, you know, some of them are sick, only 14 come. And all these things are there. 16 priests, 14 only come, 2 of them are sick, out sick. And then, you know, so many problems are there. So the 18 factors are themselves unstable. And the karma that is done as a result of these 18 factors extremely highly volatile, time bound and unstable. And the karmas are dependent on 18 factors. 18 factors are dependent on further karmas. So all of them are flimsy. And that is the main reason it is flimsy, because the flimsy produces flimsy results, because, you know, the karma is just a small thin wafer, you know, which doesn't, it is a tasteless wafer. You know, that's what you could afford from all the ghee that you spent. And therefore what? It is based on, it is avaram, because you didn't even have time to meditate. All the time you were making ghee, and so therefore there was no meditation involved. So it is just a lowly type of karma. Also it is lowly, as we pointed out, for another reason, why it self-destructs. And so such a karma, you know, plavate iti, no, plavatvat plavate, you know, saha phalena, you know, plavatvat means in the for plava here means destruction. In the form of destruction, it floats along with its fruits. So imagine a huge load of watermelons being carried by a flimsy raft. When the raft goes away, what happens? The watermelons also disperse in this ocean of samsara. Somebody else catches it. It doesn't accrue to you, it's all dispersed, it's all cannot be held together, meaning it's extremely finite. It goes away before you know it, because the carrier is not a proper carrier. And so, and then that is how this tat sadhyam karma, you know, plavatvat plavate saha phalena tat sadhyam karma. Saha phalena means along with the fruits. Karma accomplished by such factors along with the fruit are all perishable. Yeah. So the destruction of ashraya causes the destruction of ashrita. Ashraya means that which is the container. When the container is destroyed, that which it contains is also destroyed. So when the adhishthana, that which is the basis of something, is destroyed, then the ashraya, that which is ashrita on it, is also destroyed. That whatever depends on it is destroyed. And so the yogurt depends on the pot, correct? Yeah, because otherwise it cannot be carried otherwise. So the yogurt depends on the pot. When the pot is destroyed, yogurt is destroyed. And this is what he talks with the help of this logic he brings up with this Nyaya. Kunda Vinashadiva
Kundavinashadina
Kshiradadhyadinam
Kshiradadhyadina
Tatsthanam
Tatsthanam
Nashah.
Nashaha
Yeah, Tatsthaha means sitting, Tasmin Tishtati iti Tatsthaha. Seventh case here because he's talking of location. Tasmin Tishtati Tatsthaha. You know. So, Tasmin Tishtati. Kasmin, Kunde. In the Kunda it sits. What sits? Kshira, Dadhi, etc. Pot, the what is that? The curd, milk, butter, all these things. And this baby Krishna knew. Yeah. Kundanashe, Kshiranasha, Dadhinasha, he knew very well. So he didn't try to attack the butter. He simply carried small pebbles, with him and aimed it at the pot. And he said, pot broke, so let me quickly save the butter. In fact, the butter stands for Karmaphala. That is why he is using this metaphor. Butter is Karmaphala. That is why he is called, baby Krishna is called Navanita Chora. Before the Karmaphala goes bad, he takes it away. All the bad karma, good karma, everything he takes it away, so you are free to pursue this knowledge. Yeah, this is how he comes and steals away the karma. Like Hara and Hari. Hara takes away what? Karma, bad karma. Hari takes away, same thing. From Hri to take away. So Kundanashe, Kunda Vinashadiva. So Iva means just as when the container of the container is destroyed, what happens, what is the fate of the milk, butter and the dahi inside it, that sthanam api nashaha, even that is also destroyed, and so therefore this is not the destruction of the adhisthana causes the destruction of that everything which is ashrita upon that. Here adhisthana does not mean brahma vastu, atma vastu. Here adhisthana merely means this highly volatile container of punya, which is this yajna raft made of 18 planks, which are highly flammable, which are highly destructible, which are highly perishable. So when that perishes, and if this is containing the punya which is also finite, when the container perishes, the contained also bye-bye. And so therefore what? So therefore this is therefore he concludes this, he says yataha evametat karma shreyah karanamiti ye abhinandanti abhihrishyanti avivekino mudhaha. Yeah. So yataha means now, because yataha also means because here, evam in this manner, etat karma, this kind of karma along with its fruits is indeed moksha. Shreyah karanam means leading to moksha, is shreyo marga. The people who think and celebrate this karma, abhinandanti, abhihrishyanti, nand to rejoice. They say, oh, we have found the way, the only way. And what is the way? To the hereafter, golden paved stones, fanning devatas, and karma helping. This is moksha, because once I go there, I don't come back. Abhihrishyanti, he converts it. Meaning what? They not only sing, enjoy, they also dance. They just dance around saying, me, I found this, I found the way, and this is the only way. And through this alone, I will get I am on Shreyo Marga. Marga means way. I am on to Shreyas. What is Shreyas? The most exalted pursuit in life is called Shreyas. That where there is no coming back, like a bad coin, that is Shreyas. Where there is no want, that is Shreyas. Where one sees oneself as the truth of everything, that is Shreyas. Where, the other thing is all called prayers. That which you pray upon is called prayers, not Shreyas. So if you mistake prayers for Shreyas, what happens? One becomes a mudha, that's what happens. One is deluded. This is delusion to think that the finite can give me the infinite. And why do people get confused? Because they see the immediate and they want it. That's why what is behind the immediate, what they really want, they don't see. What they want is right there in the form of themselves, they don't see. Mudhaha, muhyati, they get repeatedly deluded and fooled. It's just like any kind of, a shady deal, You go somewhere, you want to buy something, and the more expensive it is, the more shady it gets. Yeah, they will wax eloquent. If you do this, you will do this, you will have this, you will do great, and this is what you need, and once you buy this, you don't need anything else. Oh, okay. And once you sign on the dotted line, well, this is only the basic package. You need these add-ons. Oh, but I don't want them. Well, we can't sell it to you without that. And they give one very nice smile, for which you have already paid. And that's all it is. So everything is shady, and they don't see the shady part. They just gullible. Muda here means gullible people. Yeah, deluded, gullible people. Naive. And making the same mistake. Like a child. You tell the child, don't touch that hot kettle. Why? Because you will get burnt. Okay. Then it goes and touches it and cries. And then you put it in cold water and everything, and the very next day it goes and touches it again. This is their balaha. This is what it is. They are not matured, gullible, naive. And so naive that anybody anything tells they believe, and then they abhinandanti, they start feeling joyous. Yes, I always wanted moksha. I didn't know that all I had to do was learn swimming. And this is very easy. I'll swim my way through moksha. I didn't know all I had to do was learn to make ghee. That's so easy to get moksha. This we have heard of in all the Puranas and all the stories we told by, as children. Moksha is the thing to want, and here it's saying that all I have to do is heat up some butter and then pour it again in the fire, and that's it. I can do this. This is easy. And then they form a big ringa roses and they dance and everything before that last line. What's the last line? They all fall down. Yeah, before that fall, they are Hrisyanti. Abhivadanti? No, not Nindyanti. Not Nindyanti. Nandayanti. Yeah, they are where Abhinandanti. Nandanti. They are rejoicing. They are jumping up and down, And then Avivekinaha. Same thing. Without, they are gullible. Deluded people without Viveka. Atahate Jarancha Mrityuncha Jaramrityum Kinchit Kalam Swarge Sthitva Oh, what? Kinchit Kalam Swarge Sthitva
Kinchit kalam swarge sthitva.
Yeah, not kinchit kale swargam sthitva. Kinchit kalam swarge sthitva. Punareva apiyanti bhuyopi gachanti. Yeah. So what happens to these gullible people who are dancing, So it should have been Jara Mrityu. It should not be Jara Mrityum. Jara cha Mrityu cha should be long. Jara Mrityu, because that is the same in second case also. But we are not going to argue with the Chandasam. We will just see what they say. But actually it should be Jara Mrityu, long U. And so then Jarancha Mrityuncha, Jara Mrityu, what do they do? Kinchit Kalam, peppered by a small holiday out, Kinchit Kalam, for a Kinchit means small, for a small duration. They go away where Swarge Sthitva, for a little while, having resided in heaven, with all the fanfare and the fly whisk and everything that was earlier described. Kinchit Kalam Swarge Sthitva, having resided in heaven, they come back. Yeah. Just like the Bhagavad Gita also promises, Kshine Punye Tetam Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. Yeah. Having bhuktva, having enjoyed Swargalokam Vishalam, the vast regions of heaven. Kshine Punye, because what powers them is this very flimsy punya. And when the punya kshine, when the punya exhausts itself, then what happens? Martya lokam vishanti. They come back to the world of, mortals. Who are they? Gata gatam labhante kama kami. Kama kami. Kaman kamayanti iti kama kami. The desirer of desires, not the desirers of desirelessness. Very nice thing. Gata gatam labhante, they keep getting things that come and go because their focus is coming and going, their punya is coming and going, their karma phala is coming and going, they are also coming and going. Everything is coming and going. And so, gata gatam labhate kama kami. So then what happens? So then kinchit kalam swarge sthitva punareva api yanti. Api here also in the sense of again, bhuyo bhuyo, again and again they keep coming back to this finite world described by the bookends called birth and death. Now this is very interesting because if they do this, what is wrong? Nothing wrong. Let them do this. In fact, they have been doing this. Life after life they have been doing this. Now the problem is some of them appoint themselves as leaders of Shreyas for others. Some of them say, this is the way. Boys, girls, come, join me. Join me. Because the point of life is afterlife. And so let us start a tradition. Yagnify. Yagnify your life. Let us start this tradition. And let us all together celebrate this tradition. Oh, but who will lead us? Me. I'm here now. Don't fear when I'm here. I'm the leader. Because I found the way. I have read the first portion of the Veda. Have you read the first portion of the Veda? Oh, is there a first portion of the Veda? See, that is your ignorance. I have read everything. I know everything. I will lead you to the same moksha that I am also going to. In fact, let us go together. You bring your sandwich, I'll bring my sandwich. And then we will share it and tell some nice stories along the way. And we will all go to moksha. And then pack some ghee because we are going to be doing a lot of yajnas on the way to go to this moksha. Some people say. And the problem is they appoint themselves as leaders. And as a caveat, this is the next mantra is chanted. Avidyayamantare vartamanaha Avidyayamantare vartamanaha Swayam dhirah panditam manyamanaha
Swayam dhirah panditam manyamanaha
Janghanyamanaah pariyanti mudhaah
Janghanyamanaah pariyanti mudhaah
Andhenaiva
Andhenaiva
Niyamana yathandhaha.
Niyamana yathandhaha.
So the next two verses are devoted to the leaders of such such self-appointed leaders of these false, they give false leads to Shreyas, thinking that it is based on Yajna. So the next two verses is doing Ninda. So Antare means inside. Inside what? Avidya. Avidyayam. Inside all kinds of ignorance. Vartamanaha, steeped in. Because when you steep something, marinated in ignorance. Yeah. Because if you want to make something taste good, it has to be steeped in that sauce. Correct? Yeah. Marinade. And then you have to marinate these vegetables for a long time so that it soaks up the juices. And then you can cook it. Certain recipes call for this marinade, and you cannot cut the time of the marinade. And here these leaders have been marinated in ignorance for several janmas. They have been soaking up the juices of ignorance. Meaning steeped in, from head to toe, completely what? Glubbed in ignorance. They are in fact, avidya murtayaha evate. They are the incarnations of ignorance. They are the embodiments of ignorance. Vartamanaha has that present continuous, means they continue to be steeped in ignorance. And so what happens? Not only that, as though that was not enough, Swayam Dhiraha, not only that, they are deluded enough to think, they are naive. The others were naive in the past thing, but a few of them are both naive and deluded enough to think we are Dhiras. Who is Dhira? The one who has Viveka. I have Viveka. I am doing Yajna. Yajna promises heaven. And heaven is what I want. Heaven is moksha. Heaven is equal to moksha. Up till now it was okay. Heaven is equal to moksha? No. But this is what they make the mistake. So then what happens? Not only do they think of themselves as dhiraha, which is a very serious word in the Upanishad, swayam panditam manyamanaha, thinking themselves to be great, what should I say? Big balls of knowledge. Panda. Panda means a big ball of knowledge. Thinking themselves to be a huge poultice of knowledge. And thinking themselves to be the leaders of the prime order. And thinking themselves to be full of viveka. And who is, swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha means not only they think of themselves that way, they act in that way as well. Because thought precedes action. Not only do they think of themselves that way, they self-appoint themselves, It's like some people call themselves Maharshis. Yeah, Maharshi. Maharshi means the greatest of rishis. How do you know? How do you know you are one? In fact, Maharshi is a title that has to be given by other rishis. Other rishis have all, not just one. It's meaningless. Other rishis have to come together and tell you that you are the greatest among all of them. That is when one is endowed with the title of Maharshi. But you cannot call yourself Maharshi. It's like the person, these days it's very common, you invite a dignitary to give a graduation, valedictory address. And then you honor that person with an honorary PhD. And that person should not call themselves Dr. So-and-so after that. It's just very bad. It's in bad form. That's just a university extending a courtesy. Because we appreciate you and we acknowledge all your contributions to society and contributions, and in what we can give, we cannot give you money and all. We are ourselves asking for money from you. So instead we can give you the only thing we do give, and it's a Harvard honorary PhD. And then if you start ordering new stationery and visiting cards saying Dr. So-and-so, PhD, it's in very bad form. This is what is called Swayam Panditaha, self-appointed Pandits. Yeah, I am Pandit. Like self-appointed gurus. Guru is not self-appointed. Guru, is a status that is given to a person because the students want to learn. The student invokes that knowledge and that teacher in that person. Therefore, the teacher is known as guru. The teacher teaches because the student invokes the teacher in the person. That's why the person is known as teacher. There is no teacher without students. You cannot just put your name and say teacher or preacher. Yeah, these are the people. Self-appointed teachers, preachers, and big, big balls of knowledge they think they are. And furthermore, janghanyamanaha, they themselves are badly shaken up by the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, life after life. The same verse comes, we have seen in Kathopanishad. There, dandramyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha. Only one word is changed. Here, janghanyamanaha. Janghanyamana is nicely shaken about. Like you give a toy to the mouth of the dog, a new toy. What does the dog do? Shakes it about, drags it from place to place and gives it a good shake. And and then and spits it out. So like this, these people are constantly shaking because they themselves are shaky and unsure. And then what happens? Then what happens? Pariyanti. They themselves are pariyanti, means they are roaming around lost, but they don't want to admit it. They are roaming around lost. And then what happens when they are roaming around? Where are they roaming around lost? In the forest of Jara, Mrityu, Roga, Bhoga. They are moving around in this whole world of negotiating death, disease, and all these other ailments. They themselves are lost in this forest. They are lost in their own forest of forests of wants. And then the whole picture is like andhenaiva niyamanaha yatha andhaha. It's like the blind guru leading the blind shishyas, without the shishyas knowing that the guru is blind. If the shishyas knew, then it would be a very touching scene. Both of them, everybody is trying to feel their way to moksha. Okay, fine, because the guru is honest and says, I haven't a clue what I am doing. I haven't the faintest clue about all this. Then it becomes a support group. Guru is so called because, perhaps because of age or perhaps has read a few books. But the guru is honest and says, I don't see a thing and we don't know where we are headed. And the students say, don't worry, we'll all help each other and we will all just stumble and along. Then it's a touching tale, one of those human interest stories that makes the cover story of Time magazine. But this is not the situation. Crafty guru here doesn't say, I am blind. Appoints himself, herself as the only one who can see in a group of shishyas who cannot see. And says, come on, shishyas, rely on me. Don't worry. I am going to take you on the correct path. What is this path? Shreyo Marga. Oh, we want moksha. All the other, those are all just simple abhinandanti, Hrisyanti. Those dancing group of people. This fellow takes along craftily. And what does the fellow do? Before long, because he himself cannot see, before long the fellow falls in a ditch. Then dhabar, all of them fall on him. And then what happens? Then they're all puzzled and shocked, and some of them feel betrayed, but nonetheless they all, dust themselves off and get up. And even as they are dusting themselves off, the guru says, don't disturb me, I'm meditating upon something. And then he says, I know why this happened. This happened, because I had to fall so that I could take the brunt of the fall. And since I'm a Bada Mahatma, this size-wise, and all of you could fall on me, and so it was like falling on a water mattress, water bed, and you just had a nice cushy landing because I fell first. And so I took away all your falls. I took it upon myself. So this is how the badly bruised guru justifies his fall. Then they say, all the students, Abhinandanti, Hrisyanti cha, Jai Guru, Jai Ho, Guru ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. They so singing and chanting, victory chants and, garlanding the Guru with whatever they could find, and then they go on their merry way. And then, Guru adds a new caveat. Lesson number 2, hold hands while walking. And still they don't know, Guru cannot see. And then the Guru bangs smack into a tree. And all of them, fadar, like a house of dominoes, fall down upon the Guru. And the Guru says, I have taken away your bad karma. What outrageous claims. Yeah. I have taken away your bad karma. No, do we wonder then that the people are misled? Do we wonder then that the people follow the wrong way and think it is the correct thing? That is why the Upanishad gives these 2 verses as caveats, because in this Upanishad alone we find ways to choose the correct teacher. And in the end, towards the next Mundaka is going to talk about, the next chapter, the next section is going to be devoted to finding the correct teacher. And how do you know that you have found the correct teacher? What are the qualities of the correct teacher? And the correct teacher and the correct way of understanding that you are really seeking what you already have cannot be ascertained without outing the false prophets, the false gurus, the false self-appointed panditas, dhiras, gurus, and these people just mislead. They throw a red herring instead of moksha, and then no wonder the whole thing starts to smell fishy. Something very fishy about this path is filled with herrings. That's what it is. They string you along. Everything costs money, for example. And then all these kriyas are given, things to do are given when actually there is nothing to do. And, all these things are given. And sometimes the students, the so-called students, are kept in a state of enslavement for years together. So to out these cults of self-appointed, aggrandizing gurus who exploit the teaching situation and exploit the students so that their falsehoods are called, these 2 verses are there. And after presenting the wrong way of going about this, the same Upanishad will present the correct way. We will see the bhashya of this tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate. Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah, I think today we ask questions. So you can ask questions if there are. No, the first portion of Veda is not there to confuse. The first portion of the Veda is there to prepare the mind, which is given to doing. And when you are doing something that has been given, I told you that yesterday that there are 2 ways of doing karma. You can do it for the sake of the results, or you can also do it for growth and maturity. So the first portion of the Veda is for growth and maturity. That is why it exists. Because without trying to have a go at fulfilling your desires, one is never going to buy into the truth that you are actually free of desires. So therefore, it keeps you in a place of wanting. If you don't graduate from it, then it is purposeless. It is not meant to confuse, it is meant for growth. It is purposeless and it gets confusing only because one takes the means for the end. When you take it as the end, of course it is confusing. Yeah. Other questions? Anything there? Okay. Namah Shivaya. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Bhagavad Gita. It's all revving